Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Matt the Lawn Care Little Guy, and today I'm straight vlogging. Stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so what's going on today? Well, today I'm going to breakfast. I'm going to breakfast with some other local lawn care professionals. The likes of Ben from Acme Mowing, acmemowing.com. Acme Mowing Lawn Care. And Wes from Wes's Lawn Care, and whoever else might show up. I don't know who else. I'm hoping to see Mr. Rob. You guys know Rob if you've seen my videos. I'm hoping to see a couple other guys that I may or may not have. No, I invited them. But anyways, we'll see how it turns out. So, say, Matt, is your lawn care season over? No, it's not. You say, Matt, aren't you part-time? Yes. Say, Matt, wouldn't Saturday be a huge mow day for you? Yes. Matt, how do you got time to go eat breakfast? Well, I'll answer a lot of questions further. So, it is getting towards the end of our season. Does that mean I'm any less busy? No. But the lawns are not quite as hard. They're just not growing as fast as the heat of the summer. So they're a little bit easier to accomplish. And what I did was I kind of shuffled my schedule around a little bit. Not everybody can do that. There's a couple reasons why you may not be able to go to breakfast with other lawn care guys because you're so busy. One of them is because you may be a little bit overloaded. I'm gonna put this over here for now. That's not good either. There's just no good spot. How about right here? How's that? Yeah, there's a couple different reasons why you may not be able to go to breakfast, and one of them is because you might be overloaded. You might be taking too much work to where you cannot take any time off. I've been there. You guys know I've been there. Pulling off 18 lawns in one day as a solo act. You ain't got time for breakfast when you're doing 18 lawns by yourself. But the money's tempting, right? Keep on taking that work just because you can. But something I did this year was I went down in account. You guys know that already. And what it's allowing me to do is divide up my work in such a way that I can actually have some downtime, should I desire to have it. So that's what's going on. I moved, what I did was, a couple lawns kind of went bi-weekly on me this year. A couple lawns kind of went bi-weekly on me. So I was able to shuffle that a little bit, that was helpful. A couple lawns are not growing as fast, so that was helpful. But what I did was I took all my Saturday lawns, which is usually about 6. Last week I had like 8, but it's usually about 6. And I do one Wednesday. Now it's 5. And then I do an extra one Friday. Now it's 4. And then I move 2 to Sunday, which I normally don't mow on Sunday. And now it's 2. And I get to go to breakfast. So, anyways guys, that's what I encourage you guys to do, is set your schedule up to where you can plan if you wanted to actually do something, that you can kind of move things around a little bit so that you can make that time. And there's other factors that go along with it. We're kind of in a perfect time of year right now to where the weather is super cooperative, but it's not like that all the time. And you know, sometimes the weather, sometimes you're not gonna be able to do something that you want to do, even though you scheduled right. That's our business. It's just the way it goes. But anyways, I'm not gonna take up too much more of your time on this topic. So it's good to have you guys this week. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that button in the bottom right hand corner, hit the like, the thumbs up, or the thumbs down, whatever you want to do, I'm fine with it. But don't forget to leave a comment. Love it. Comments. I want comments. That's not a demand. I'm just asking. If you got something to say, I'd love to hear it. If you have any topics for maybe some off-season videos, I would love to have that. There's a couple topics actually going on right now that I got to figure out. Yard book. If you're watching and you asked this question, I can't remember who put the comment, but they wanted to know about expenses. So I'm going to be doing something in Yard Book, a video on Yard Book about adding expenses, because there's two different kinds of expenses. There's one you can attach to a job, and there's just a straight expense. But anyways, I got to do a little research on that, and then I'm gonna make that video. And then there's another one, because there's another database out there that somebody's like, hey, have you tried this? And the only thing I know about it, because I can't even remember the name right now, is that it is a paid service. So I have to look into that, and I'm going to make a video as an alternative to either maybe possible Jobber or Yard Book, because there's lots of different databases out there that's becoming more popular in the service industry. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up for this portion. On to breakfast.
Not anything. I said, I can do that. Do you want to do it? He said, well, you know what? I got a good boy. Let's do it. They then they got to the point, you know what, we don't care about the customer. If the book says that, they'll do it. That's the biggest problem.
I won't shake anybody's hand. Hey, welcome back, guys. I left breakfast, and it was really great. Had a great time with everybody. It was just a great time. It was a great time to get together and to remember why community is so important in this thing, this crazy life of lawn care that we have. And it was just great to share stories. It was great to talk about equipment and just what's going on in our lives. Talk about life in general. But it's like, what do you do when life gets you down? Are you alone? Do you have people that pick you up and lift you up? You hear it a lot that it gets lonely when you're a solo act, and you kind of wonder if people are going through the same thing. And you know, you only get a few channels into it before you realize that yes, we are all in this together. We might be out there mowing by ourselves most of the time, but we're in this thing together. So we're not alone. You're not alone. Remember that, guys. And also, something that was really neat talking to Chris, he's an inspiring guy, you know, he's an inspiring guy. And one of the big themes that I take away from our conversation together was about how it's really easy to come up with excuses why you can't do something, you know? But if you occupy most of your time with the reasons why you can't do something, you're never going to do anything. You know, he's blind, right? But he's not going to let that stop him. He's not going to accept no, is what he told me. He's not hearing that. He's not having that. And I think we can all take a lesson from that. So it was a really great breakfast. I'm excited to share the quiet time, the tag time with you guys after this. And I'm fixing to go to one of my two properties I have today. And I don't think I can get much footage of that. And you know, tell me something, guys. Do you guys actually enjoy watching me mow? If you see my videos, do you actually enjoy that? Do you want more of that? Let me know. I'm gonna put a little card up here just to take a poll. Just a simple yes or no. You want to see more of me mowing, or do you want to see more of me yapping, chippy chapping? Because I can do both. I want to put content out there that you guys are gonna watch. So, you ever start to mow the wrong lawn? Yeah, that just happened. I'm at the right one now. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9 through 10. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. I'm going to first address this from a lawn care perspective, and then I'm going to transition it to the spiritual. I'm going to give you a real life example of where this verse has been real in my life. There's been a couple folks which you guys are well familiar with them. They're even in this video. Is Rob from Rob's Odd Jobs, and also Ben from Acme. But I'm going to focus on Rob because every 2 weeks me and Rob do a job together. And we do that. I brought him onto that job because I couldn't do it by myself. It was just too much for me. So I invited him in, and we do that job together. And because we do that, we actually both make more money this year. We have a good reward for our toil. we have a great return. We're more profitable because of that. But then, if you've seen Rob's last video, it was about him helping me with my fence. And I got sick. And he was there for me, and he helped me to finish that fence with the help of my wife, of course. But in that case, I had 2 people. But for lawn care, for the business purposes, I had a time where I was low, where I could not walk on my own. I needed help, and Rob was there for me and was able to finish the job, and we both made some money. So in business, this verse is very, very applicable, and we all need that as solo lawn care guys. It's so important that we have relationships, that we're not alone. And I said it earlier in this video that you're not alone. There's other guys out there experiencing and doing the same things that you are experiencing and doing, and we can help each other so that when we fall, when we have a low time, when we experience trouble, when we experience problems in our business, we have someone else that can be there to lift us up and help us to keep on going no matter what happens to us. So you cannot be a lone ranger in lawn care, in my opinion, without experiencing unnecessary trouble. But the same thing happens spiritually as well. I've run into a lot of different people where their testimony about their faith is that my relationship with Jesus is private and it's alone. And what they do is they surround themselves with people that are in the world, people that are not pursuing Christ, not pursuing Jesus in righteousness. And what happens is they end up looking just like them, and they are not achieving the joy and the peace that come in a relationship with Christ. They experience toil, and then they deal with it like the world might deal with it. So they might surround themselves, and they may or may not be alone, but what happens is they die in their faith. Their faith becomes very, very small because they have no one there to lift them up. And I have that in my life. I have a couple different relationships. I have a guy that invests in me, and he lifts me up. He tells me the truth about who I am so that I can walk out my identity in Christ. I also have my wife who constantly reinforces and shows me unconditional love. Even when I'm a jerk, even when I'm failing, when I fall spiritually, she's there to lift me up, and I do the same thing for her. And I also have a number of other friends, and I can't lie, that's a short list. It's not that there's not people in my life that love Jesus and do that, and I have the potential to do it, but in order to walk closely and overlap my life with other people where I can be consistently encouraged in my faith, so that when I'm on a spiritual down, when I have small faith, that I have people around me that can lift me up and encourage me, which increases my faith and helps me to walk out the Christian life. Because Jesus said, in this life you will have trouble. We're going to fall, guys. We're going to fall, and I want to encourage you that if you have fallen, seek out someone to lift you up if you don't have that relationship. And if you have that relationship, lean on them. That's what they're there for. And if you're a lone ranger, I want you to know it's going to be very difficult for you to walk out your faith. Maybe you confess Jesus, but you're not living a life. You know that you're not living a life that you're called to be living. And I'm not talking about do's and don'ts. I'm talking about your faith. Do you really believe what you say you believe? Is that evident in your life? And what is the product of that life? Because if you're a lone ranger, I want you to know that it doesn't have to be that way. You can have people in your life that will lift you up and encourage you. Because what it says, but woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has not another to lift him up. Woe to you if you're alone. And you have control over that. You can change that. And that's not me saying woe to you. I'm just saying, I just want to encourage you to find that person that will lift you up. It makes sense in both the world, and it makes sense both as being a Christian. So I want to pray for you guys. If there's any way that I can pray for you guys, please let me know. Private message me, whatever. You can find me on Instagram, lawncarelittleguy. I believe. Is that bad? Anyways, just put a comment. I'll reach out to you, or email me. My email is also in the description. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to do it. The thing that's following this, I'm just going to give you guys some highlights from our time at the fair, because the Oklahoma State Fair is in town, and we had a great time. So enjoy that video. And as always, pray for me. You know I'm praying for you. Peace.
Video, Daddy?
Yep. Well guys, it looks like I got to come at you with the night edition of the community cabinet. So I did get something, and this is one that I probably should have gotten a long time ago. This is from Wes's Mowing Service. I picked it up when we went to breakfast. So I'm going to show you his card real quick. See if you can get there. There we go. Wes's Lawn Mowing. Free quotes. That's got to be a good selling point. And please leave a message. You know, I never thought about that because more times than not, I'm really not available to actually answer my call, and it goes to my voicemail. And I've got a pretty good voicemail, but at least I think I do. But I never kind of really considered that, you know, hey, they need to go into this knowing that you're probably going to leave a message. So, you know, how many people would actually do the call and then they get the message and they hang up? Not going to happen with Wes. So anyways, Wes, thank you for the card, buddy. I appreciate it. It was really great to see you at the breakfast this Saturday, and you are going up on the community cabinet. And I'll put you right below Conway's. Conway's Mowing. Among also, let's see here, are we doing this? Wyatt's, Caddo, and Eclipse. And we can't forget about Rob.Jobs, one of my buddies, and the other folks. So anyways, if you guys want to send me something, my address is going to be in the description. Feel free to send me a sticker or a business card, anything you want, and I'll put you up on a community cabinet, and I will return that to you as soon as possible. So up next is tag time.